Hello.
Good to be here.
So, it's election year,
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
And,
Is it? No.
It's been an election
I wouldn't
year.
know. Yeah.
It's been an election year for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Seems like it seems like
Groundhog Day.
all you hear about. I'm kind of sick of it. Can't we just talk about something else? But it is, and that's going to be ramping up in its full glory here before we know it. And so my question is to you as a bank CEO, you're looking out at the market and you're thinking about the bank in terms of this, but you're also looking at your customers and prospects and everything. For business owners, should they care? When they're running their business, especially if they're at a point of wanting to expand, if this is, they hit it, had a good year or whatever, and they've been working on their business, now they are ready, poised to expand. Should they hold back or should they just go ahead and expand, in light of it being an election year?
And it's funny. I do see things or people are like, oh, I want to wait the election's over. I want this when it gets closer. A lot of them want to buy or close. But nothing's ever as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yes.
Or as good. Either way.
Good, yep.
And I know I've said that before, but like, we still have to live here. I mean, every celebrity that said they were going to move when Trump was elected the first time still lives here.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The people that said if Biden was going to win, they're still here. So I would like both of them all to move out of the country,
You gave the country an ultimatum.
Yeah,
you didn't do anything about
get out. So who are the real liars out there?
It's funny. It's funny. All the people
I saw the list yesterday of people that they'd named, and it was like,
Yeah.
No, are they coming back and saying why they're still in the U.S.?
Yeah.
It
reminds me of those people who have the stay salty or whatever, the salty bumper stickers on the back of the car, and you see them leaving when the hurricane comes.
Yeah.
You're like, you're not a true Floridian. You just stay.
Write it out. So, no, I mean, if your business is doing well, but I mean, I think greater, you kind of look at the economy more so where you think the future of the economy is going to go. I don't think it's going to change. There are going to be parts that are going to change depending on which president comes in, because
policies change things.
Import, export, that's going to make a difference. Between who's in office. So I think there are some things that can make a difference that you may want to wait, but the general, like the person, if you're like, in Florida, if it's a difference of open up an automotive shop, I don't know why that always pops in mind, but like people are still going to be driving no matter who.
Their car's still going to break.
So if it's a good time for you, it's a good time.
Yeah.
So, should rates go down? Are rates going to go down? Well, I mean, presumably we think so, but nothing's finite. Percentages are greater that they will go down over the next year or two as opposed to going up. But, stranger things have happened any which way. So,
That's
I
right.
mean, prepare for if they go down and prepare if they go up.
Yeah. Yeah. The way I look at it is, run your business in a prudent manner, try to save as much money as you can, try to, not have a bunch of extended credit, try to do all the things that are,
the biggest is unnecessary expenses.
Yeah.
Like just
dial stuff in, be efficient, put systems in place so things are efficient, hire good people, keep good people.
What was that? Hire slowly, fire swiftly.
Yes. Yeah. So doing all those things, I think, is like your kind of constant underlayment to a successful tragedy, anything that could come on.
I would base your decisions on what you feel that the way the economy is going for your industry as opposed to who's in the office.
Or your industry and what it's connected with.
Correct.
So if it's import export, are you connected to that in some second or tertiary way? And if you are, then examine that and make adjustments as needed. There's a lot of things that happen that you can't. There's things that are legislation.
You may make more under Biden and less. You may make. I had a customer that manufactured guns, and he, and that was the first Biden Trump, and he's like, I actually make more money when Biden's in office selling guns than I do when Trump is in office, but I'm voting for Trump. So it was like, he allocated. People were oh my goodness, they're going to take away guns. So they bought more during when Democrats are in office. So, I mean,
and I think if you're running a sound business and your business is sustainable, I think that's a big goal of mine is to try to build a sustainable business that can weather some storms. Then you are put in the position to take advantage of opportunities that you didn't see before, because you're not, trying to pay off the things of your past, the bad mistakes of your past, whether they're, paper cuts or big things that you've done. So as things change, if it's a big change, well, that puts you in the position to be nimble and utilize a free market for what it is. It's a free market for the consumer. It's a free market for the business owner as an entrepreneur to say, hey, this thing is not working out so great, but we're in a good shape for a little while. Let's pivot a little bit and go with something that is going to work. Yeah. So that's big picture. I think that's kind of the way we should all operate anyways. But, you get in a situation where there's policy changes that happen. There's nothing you can do about it. This thing gets shut down, this thing gets opened up, and
let's say your business flourishes under a Republican or that particular Republican in office.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Well, what's going to happen 4 years later?
Yeah.
I mean, you always want that business that is going to flip flop.
If it did, then you have to look at your business and say, it's like a seasonal business.
Correct.
Thing.
I don't want to be dependent on who's in office.
Yeah. The long season too.
Yeah. That's for sure. And that is the benefit of America is, yes, you have an elected leader, but it's still the people.
It's still the people. Yeah. I mean, for the most part still.
I mean, yes.
Not to be cynical.
No. And I hate from presidents past when they like, it was mine that helped the economy. And it was like, the economy did well in spite of you. It was actually, it's kind of like, when I think about, being younger and thinking about my friends' parents, the cool parents had shitty kids, because they allowed them to do everything. They were really cool in your eyes, but their kids didn't turn out well. So it's kind of like, you do flourish more under constraints than you do having a free for all.
That's true.
So let's be real. So it's not good, just being able to do anything you want.
Good
you end
in the
up making
moment.
Bad decisions. Correct. Yeah.
Lifetime of regrets.
Yeah. I wish I had this parents who let my friends do whatever they want, Mom.
Yeah. Now how's that working out?
Not so great. Yeah. Now they're on Skid Row. I mean, come on.
Skid Row, Volusia County.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes. Sometimes constraints are great.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I like that. I think that works. I think, again, I think looking at your business in a prudent way, ongoing, every day is the discipline of growing a good business. And then the economic conditions and landscape changes as it will, political environment changes.
Yeah.
And you're able to weather the storm. You stay on top of your business, stay on top of what's happening. I think also too, like I don't watch a lot of news. I think a lot of 90+% of the news is just trying to get my attention.
Well, it is. It's regurgitating because they're trying to sell. Yeah.
And so I kind of look at it like if something's big enough for me to warrant taking my time away from my family and my business, then it will appear, it will force its way into my life to where I need to know about this thing. And then I can make adjustments based on that thing. Yeah. I don't need to know the headline ticker of every little thing that everyone's doing, because that's just a distraction from what I'm doing.
Correct. And I think the business sector sometimes, the one, I mean, when you do look at volume and of, which stocks are going up and down, not by percentage, but by perception, that can kind of tell you a little bit too of like,
sure,
that area is doing well, or, okay, regardless of what Fox or CNN or MSNBC says, sometimes you can look at, okay, well, these types of stocks are performing well, so that sector is good.
And generally, if you're in a certain sector that's got a critical eye on it, where maybe it's environmental related, or there's a lot of buzz that's happening around policy making, then you're probably going to be in tune with the things that could happen or couldn't happen. So, if you're in that type of delicate type of business, economic or politically speaking, then you're probably going to be dialed into that already.
But I am still constantly blown away of how people, that have, has seasons, have been in, industry or watching news, say for 40 years. So if they're in your mid 40s, 50s, 60s, and you've seen trends, how in the world can you just jump on and think something's never going to end?
Yeah.
Whether it's, housing boom.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It will end at some point. I'm not, who knows when, or, Bitcoin boom. Like it's not going to last forever.
Yeah. Or jump on a trend that is very much a trend and think that this is going to be the next biggest thing.
The banking world was like banking as a service, or, digital banks. Yeah. Where are they now? Like, I mean,
you got these waves.
So it's not saying that, the .com blow up, like out of all these trends, there's going to be a few that do it well and carry forward. And there's going to be 80% of them that didn't make it.
That's right.
So like, I don't understand why we're so, how we can be surprised that happens.
I think that's a level of maturity. You're maturing in your business.
Every industry, there's only so much room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think having a good, level head about what has happened historically, especially if you've been in business for that long. And also I was thinking when you said it's, not being so personally caught up in this thing working the way you want it to work. And I think a lot of older people can get stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm getting older now,
well,
too.
Now
I see that.
Now it's AI.
Or getting stuck and saying, AI is not going to, this is not going to happen. And I'm going to stick with where we were before. That's just like saying, well, the internet, we should unplug the internet, or like the internet's not like, you can't, it's too Luddite. It's too,
but AI is not there yet.
Right.
And, it's not going to be the end all be all, I mean,
and you may not be the person who's the next billionaire because of AI, but you might hop on an opportunity because it clicked for your business. Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
you should know about it.
That's right.
You should see how it can help you.
Learn it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be the end all be all that saves you either.
That's right.
So,
yep. Good. All right.
Have a good one.
I like it.